And the other forward, number 55 from UCLA, Kiki Vandeweghe. At center, number 33 from Georgetown, here's Patrick Ewing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your back-to-back world champion Detroit Pistons. Starting at one of the forwards, wearing number 10 from Southeast Oklahoma State, here's Dennis Rodman. At the other forward, number 53 from Washington, James Buddha Edwards. At center, number 40 from Notre Dame, Bill Laimbeer. At one of the guards, number 15 from Baylor, DJ Vinny Johnson. And at the other guard, number 4 from McNeese State, here's Joe The head coach is Chuck Daly. His assistants, the Brandons, Sir and Malone.
John, you feel you're in the midst of a boxing ring getting set for the matchup?
Absolutely. In this corner, and it's all Pistons here.
Chuck Daly, head coach of the Detroit Pistons, who has faced his share of problems recently, a subject that John touched on in a conversation moments ago.
Chuck, which concerns you more, the poor shooting of your team or the need of hunger to go for that third championship that is so difficult for a coach?
Well, I think those are all important ingredients, but more importantly, I think we need to get some people healthy. Sally, when you take, a lot of people don't understand, you take 2 guys out of your lineup, Sally and Isaiah Thomas. That's not bad enough. If they forget about foul problems, all of a sudden you're in the first half, and 2 guys are sitting down with three fouls. Now you're 4 deep into your 7 or 8 man rotation, and you're not going to be as good a club. Overall, I think we're playing about where we are. We've lost some close games, but I like the attitude of the club.
The officials tonight, Jake O'Donnell, Terry Durham, and Dan Crawford. The Detroit Pistons, overall at home, 24-6. They opened up at 20-1 here at the Palace, but recently they've had problems not only with some of the tougher clubs, but also some of the softer teams.
The Knicks played the Knicks. He had a 22-point game in that one.
That has not been a direct matchup, though. Oakley, the man who has been defending against Edwards. Wilkins rejected by Rodman. John Starks and Brian Quinnett have come on for the first time. 3 on the shot clock and a foul call. John Sally, who has made his return, is called on the foul. John Sally had been sidelined on the injury list with a lower back strain. And to make room on the roster, the rookie from Texas, Lance Blanks, was told, you have a pulled groin muscle. So Lance is now on the injury list with the alleged ailment.
That may be better than being told you're now going to the CBA.
Yes. Rodman leads the break. Edwards met by Starks. Here's Sally. Nice play. Sally setting up Rodman. Pistons lead 24-20. Just under 2 minutes to go. First quarter. Knicks with only 2 points from the backcourt. It's been a heavy load for the front line at both ends.
Very stationary offense now for the Knicks. That's what happened in a lot of stages last night against the Suns.
Ewing off the boards to cut it to a 2-point Piston lead. Patrick Ewing with 10 points. High man James Edwards with 12. He's hit 6 out of 7. And the hand check, says Jake O'Donnell, called on Starks. Mark Aguirre and Gerald Henderson come on for the first time. Dennis Rodman, Joe Dumars will sit down. So Gerald Henderson, in the midst of a second 10-day contract, played 5 games. He was with Detroit last season. And with the injury to Isaiah Thomas and Johnson not able to hit, Gerald Henderson was beckoned from the schoolyards of Philadelphia to make his return. That's a holding foul on Henderson.
Some pitch out by Oakley on that rebound. Boy, he threw a strike. And Henderson, showing his smarts, avoided the field goal and the stuff. Look at this pitch out by Oakley on target. Starks with the head up. Sees the man in front of him. That's what coaches love. Players love it too. If you're in front of the man, you get him the ball.
Minute 10, remaining first quarter. Knicks in possession, down by 2. Oakley squaring up on Sally, who does not go for the move. And the reach-in foul called. Oh, 3-second violation on the Knicks. Detroit with the backcourt. Vinnie Johnson and Gerald Henderson, John Sally, Mark Aguirre, James Edwards up front. Gerald Henderson, 35 years old. One-time Knick, Sonic, Celtic, Buck, and Sixer. Edwards, unconscious. 7 for 8, 14 points. Pistons lead it by 4.
Patrick Ewing is going to have to go out and chase him out there. He's too good a shooter to let him do that. Or the Knicks will have to make a defensive change.
Ewing.
What a box out by Sally of Oakley.
Vinnie Johnson trying to get a bit too fancy. Oakley feeding Starks, and he's fouled by Henderson.
Knicks were very fortunate to get another chance at the basketball before Detroit scored while they had Oakley deep in the backcourt. He had been knocked to the ground by Sally on a box out. Was slow getting back, but it worked in the Knicks' favor then.
Eddie Wilkins getting set to check in. He is now back as the backup center. With the injury suffered by Gerard Mustaf, who, as we mentioned earlier, is now on the injury list. And Greg Grant has been reactivated. There's Eddie Wilkins. Pistons 26 and the Knicks 24. We're down to 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Pistons holding for a final shot. Down to 10. 5 seconds left. Vinnie Johnson able to curl in. After one, here at the Palace, it's the Pistons 26 and the Knicks. 35-year-old Gerald Henderson back in the NBA with the Detroit Pistons. We asked him earlier how difficult was it for him to join the Pistons 4 months into the season after not playing at all in the NBA throughout the year.
I came in here Saturday evening and we played the Lakers on Sunday, and it was just like I didn't even miss a beat. I know the guys here, and same bunch of guys, same things are going on, and it was like as if I picked off from the championship series.
However, as you see, Aguirre hit on the drive to open up in this second quarter. After Gerald had a couple of decent games over the last 3, he's hit only 2 of 13 from the field.
Tell you, Marv, what was most impressive, though, the game after the Lakers game, he went out against Cleveland with Dumars out and hit 24 points and played 40 minutes. Lest anyone be deceived, it doesn't happen automatically at his age. He has been working very hard before he was chosen to come back. Down at Villanova, he went down there for workouts on a regular basis and kept himself ready. Bob Salmi, Knick assistant coach, reported that. He stays close to Gerald, knows him well, and Gerald worked his way back.
Brian Quinnett able to bring the Knicks within 2, and it's Aguirre once again. Mark Aguirre comes off a 22-point outing against the Clippers on Sunday, and he has been shooting well the last couple of games. Trent Tucker on the floor for the first time. Tucker and Starks in the backcourt. Quinnett, Wilkins, Oakley up front. Eddie Lee not able to hit. Sally on the rebound. Sally making a difference off the boards. Knicks down by 4. Minute and a half gone by in the second. And Aguirre held by Starks. That is the second for Starks. Sally with Laimbeer and Aguirre up front. Henderson in the backcourt, along with Johnson. Whistle before that shot attempt. Illegal defense called on the Knicks.
Mark's memory of the Pistons is a very good one. His last game at the Garden, as Knicks fans know, was a very fine effort.
Laimbeer now 3 for 3 from the field. Could be that John McLeod wants to get Mark Jackson into the flow once again, away from the circus atmosphere of people chanting for him at Madison Square Garden, where there's pressure for him to play. And obviously, once he gets on the floor, everything will be keyed to Mark, and that does not help the entire team concept. Trent Tucker able to hit, so it's a 4-point Piston lead. Check that Eddie Wilkins able to hit to cut it to 4, but now back up to 6, plus the foul.
Very interesting decision defensively on that Eddie Wilkins shot, too. John Sally laid back, gave him all the room he wanted.
And here comes Mark Jackson, replacing John Starks.
Mark was told for the game that he would be playing tonight, so this is not a shocker to him.
Pistons by 7. Jackson and Tucker at the guards. Gwinnett up front with Oakley and Eddie Wilkins. And Wilkins tied up by Sally. Gwinnett with the tip home.
Gwinnett had a good offensive tip last night as well, showing his ability to dig on those offensive boards.
And he played well last night, 21 minutes. Pistons 35, the Knicks 30. Aguirre had to force it.
Played very well by Oakley.
And here's Jackson pushing it down. Good ball movement. Oakley. Rebound Wilkins. Knicks within 3. Crowd getting impatient. Usual capacity crowd at the Palace. Better than 21,000. The 133rd straight sellout. Henderson allowed to penetrate. Laimbeer for Sally. Foul by Oakley.
Oh, in a big way. No dirty looks by Sally, though. So now Charles Oakley is giving Sally some kind of verbal message, and he's going to pay the price now. Sally was standing there very patiently, and Charles Oakley's been working on him verbally.
Apparently, Sally had something to say to Oakley, who answered him. May have been a challenge involved there, and Charles hit with the technical foul. Joe Dumars will shoot the tee, and it looked like Sally was upset by that hard foul given by Oakley, because he's rubbing the lower back. He was out with a lower back strain, so he did not appreciate the fact that he was hit hard. Charles Oakley sitting down. Patrick Ewing returns. Charles leads with 6 points, 3 rebounds.
Chuck Daly could not have been happy with his team's rebounding in the last several minutes, with Eddie Lee Wilkins and Brian Quinnett hurting this team that had 2 7-footers out there. Laimbeer and Sally were on the court, and the Knicks succeeded underneath their own basket with players you wouldn't think would beat his guys. So that's why he's gone back to Dennis Rodman, get some more life out there.
Mark Jackson guarded by Gerald Henderson.
Rodman ready to check in, rather, not out there yet.
Sally able to take it away, but a foul is called. No traveling violation. And Sally will sit down. Ewing. And Wilkins clobbered. Gwinnett bracing the fall of Rodman. Lambier called for the foul.
Eddie Lee finding himself in the middle of pretty heavy action out there and coming out well now. On the Ewing drive, looks like he's bumped, no foul. Eddie Lee going after that ball. He was not boxed out, and he draws the foul.
Knicks down by 5. So Eddie Wilkins hitting on both. And the Pistons now lead at 38-34.
Eddie Lee now being rewarded. He's not Ewing's substitute now. Now he is a power forward. He's getting playing time as a forward.
And Wilkins with another rebound. Tucker. Brent Tucker cuts it to a 2-point Detroit lead.
Mark Jackson doing his best to keep it simple. He's distributing the ball, doing a nice job.
Here's Dumars off the pick. 7 points for Dumars, and the Pistons lead it 40-36. Nice fake by Ewing. Oh, spectacular move by Patrick Ewing. Pistons 40, and the Knicks 38.
You wonder if Chuck Daly will make a defensive change when Lambier is taken outside by Ewing. He's in big trouble, as Patrick just indicated, with that ability to move.
Foul called on the Knicks. We'll be back.
Patrick Ewing taking Bill Lambier outside and getting him to cross his legs defensively, and he finishes with a dramatic slam dunk. Patrick Ewing showing he can operate as a forward facing the basket, as he does many times during the season.
Just prior to that timeout, the foul picked up by Tucker. Detroit ball as we resume. Dumars shooting well. He has 9. He's connected on 4 out of 6. And he's given the Pistons a 42-38 lead. Jackson and Tucker in the backcourt. Ewing with Gwinnett and Eddie Wilkins up front. Jake O'Donnell with the call on Aguirre for using his body. Jake being very specific.
I noticed that on the call he made before on hand checking. He tells the players what their sins are. Doesn't just call the foul. He gives a little lesson along the way.
Ewing with the step. He's killing Lambier.
With mobility.
Patrick Ewing with 14 points. And the Knicks down by 2. Dumars wide open. And the tip missed by Rodman. Here comes Jackson. Tucker. Oh, nice tip attempt by Gwinnett. The quickness of Rodman getting to the ball feeds Aguirre. Pistons lead by 4. Mark Jackson off the mark. Detroit on the break. Knicks able to get back. Aguirre. It'll be Nick Ball. James Edwards returns, had the hot hand earlier, hitting 7 of 8 for 14. He replaces Bill Lambier, leads with 6 points.
Lambier will not have happy thoughts as he sits.
Lambier. Timeout has been called. We'll be back in a moment.
Remember, when you're having good times with friends, use good sense and drink responsibly. Please know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser. Rodman just keeping that ball alive. Look at his lateral quickness, how he can go from side to side.
Charles Oakley checks back in for the Knicks.
Charles Oakley back, replacing Ryan Gwinnett, who again did a nice job. There's Gwinnett. Here's Wilkins. Loose ball foul called by Danny Crawford against Detroit. It's on Aguirre.
Explosive drive by Gerald Wilkins. Vandeweghe trying to get rid of Rodman, however, pushes him away, gets free.
The MSG Sports Desk. It'll be Bob Page, and we'll be back with a look at the halftime highlights. Pistons by 4 here at the Palace in Auburn Hills. Welcome back to the Palace of Auburn Hills, where the Pistons lead the New York Knicks 54-50. As we approach the third quarter, a look at the halftime stats brought to you by Statman. And by golly, John, my fast arithmetic was on the button. Knicks 43%, 20 for 47 from the field. And Detroit on fire, 57% shooting.
Good matchup with Vinnie Johnson and Wilkins. Both haven't hit a field goal. Rebounds favoring the Knicks, and that's why this game is so close. Charles Oakley, half of those 8 on the offensive boards. As you see, he has really battled very tough in that department. Eddie Lee Wilkins giving the Knicks a nice lift. He's kept himself ready. That was in 8 minutes. He had those 6 points and 4 rebounds. And James Edwards, the prime offender against the Knicks, with a spectacular shooting exhibition by him in the first half. If you can hold Patrick Ewing to 14 in a game like this, the Pistons have to be very...
Detroit Pistons have lost 5 of their last 6, 9 of the last 14. They did beat the Clippers here on Sunday. That snapped the 5-game losing streak. Detroit had not lost 5 in a row since the 85. Starks able to get it back out. Here's Ewing again. Yes. And the game is tied at 72.
Marv, that's the athleticism of Starks that you have to like over Henderson. He drove by him, succeeded, got the rebound, succeeded. He's just a little too big and quick.
Kenny Walker has come on for the first time tonight. He played briefly last night after sitting out 6 straight games. And it's again on Wilkins. That's 4. Affected his mobility.
You mentioned Gerald with the fouls. He had none at the half and now has 4.
Knicks down by 2. Minute 45 to go in the third. Nice spin by Ewing, and he was hacked by Sally. John Sally committing his second.
Knicks spread the offense out perfectly on that play and forced the Pistons to guard Ewing one-on-one. Sally could get no help on that play.
Ewing is 2 for 2 from the foul line. He had an excellent game last night against Phoenix. 36 points, 11 rebounds.
And he has been the prime offender against Detroit this year. First game, 27 points, 9 rebounds. In the game in the Garden, 28 and 10 rebounds.
Knicks and Pistons tied at 74. Detroit at one point led by as many as 9. Knicks led briefly in this third quarter. Henderson putting the moves on Starks, who rejects him again. The height advantage giving the edge to John Starks. They will jump it up.
The height and quickness, wherever Henderson went, Starks was there ahead of him. Henderson trying to wheel and deal. Cannot escape the presence of Starks, who blocks that shot.
Interesting jump as the Knicks control it. Jake O'Donnell blows the whistle. And it looked like the official, Terry Durham, was shaken up. So the official timeout was taken. Terry Durham indicating that he's all right. Took a shot in the nose. Game tied at 74. Minute 15 left in the third. Marv Albert, John Andres from the Palace of Auburn Hills. Ewing, yes, Knicks lead 76-74. Ewing has 20 points. Crowd getting a bit restless. Sally. Rejected by Ewing. Henderson fires with the shot clock running down. Half minute remaining in the third. Good fake through the foul. Yes, and it counts. Sally called for the foul. Ewing will go to the line.
What a big shot by Ewing, and he took a blow on that one. Patrick did similar work against the New Jersey Nets Saturday night in this position in closing moments of the game. Sally going for the fake, tried to get out of the way of contact, but couldn't.
Biggest lead of the night for the Knicks. A margin of 5. 15 seconds to go. Third quarter. Down to 5. Aguirre. Thanks, Bob. John, this indicates the quarter-by-quarter breakdown. You want to check it out.
Bob, let me take you back to February 17th. Remarkable similarity. 29 for the Knicks then in the third, as it was tonight. 20 for the Pistons. It was 19 that night. Big third quarter matchups between these two in the last two games that have favored the Knicks dramatically.
Fourth quarter underway. Starks try to break it up, but James Edwards brings the Pistons within 3.
Great pass by Vinnie Johnson.
Tree Rollins has come on for the first time. Knicks have Tucker and Starks at the guards. Ewing, Quinnett, and Walker up front. 3 on the shot clock. Here's Walker over Edwards. Yes, Kenny Walker hits from the corner. Kenny Walker not receiving the playing time recently, able to unleash with the shot clock running down.
I don't think he wanted to take that shot, but he had to.
Edwards knocked away by Ewing, and a late whistle, and the Knicks object to that. It's against Ewing.
Boy, that was as late as you'll ever see a call made after the play. Ewing right on the ball.
Knick bench up and screaming. Paul Silas said, "I'm sorry, Terry, but you're right." Dumars cuts it to a 3-point Knick lead. Minute and a half gone by in this fourth quarter. Tree Rollins fronting Patrick Ewing.
Patrick disposing of him and shoving him behind. Oh!
Trent Tucker with a 3-pointer. Knicks lead it 84-78. The Knicks last night only 1 for 6 from 3-point land. And that was converted by Quinnett. All right, here come the Knicks. It's a 3-on-2. Starks all the way and was fouled by Edwards. That is 4 on Edwards. Here's Charles Oakley returning, replacing Kenny Walker.
Well, the Knicks playing tough defense again, perhaps better than the Pistons here in the second half. John Starks actually moving faster in replay than he did on the court.
Starks now 2 of 3 from the foul line. Pistons with Dumars and Johnson at the guards. Rollins, Aguirre, and Edwards up front. Aguirre played by Quinnett. Here's Rollins, and he was clobbered by Oakley. Knicks not respecting the offense. Tree Rollins, so Ewing doubled up and it left Rollins free.
Wide open under the basket.
Tree Rollins only 3 for 6 from the line this season. In his 14th year out of Clemson, 35 years old. He spent 11 seasons with Atlanta, then 2 with Cleveland, signed with Detroit. as an unrestricted free agent back in September.
His value in many ways to this team is with his maturity and his experience. This is a team of diversified personalities, and it has been the masterful leadership of Chuck Daly that has kept them going all in the right direction.
Knicks 84, Pistons 78. Ewing around Rollins, and he'll go to the line. And the Knicks wisely pounding it in to Patrick Ewing because they feel that he can do a number on Tree Rollins.
As he did to Bill Laimbeer earlier. Patrick doing most of his damage tonight, facing his defensive man. He's dribbling around people, he's shooting jump shots over people, and not playing with that usual low post effectiveness as much as he does many other times.
And Ewing is now 6 for 6 from the line. He has 26 points. Knicks have their biggest lead of the game. Knicks 85, Pistons 78. Aguirre off the pick. And the outside official, Jake O'Donnell, calling the foul on Quinnett. A knee foul indicated. First foul committed by Brian Quinnett. And Mark Aguirre to the line. Chuck Daly, head coach of the 1992 U.S. Olympic men's basketball team, which will compete in Barcelona, Spain. Chuck acknowledges there will be problems in satisfying players who are selected to the team as a starter. International rules used in the Olympics call for a 40-minute game instead of the 48-minute NBA game. So his major chore will be to juggle egos, and he has been very proficient at that. Knicks turn it over. Bad pass thrown by Ewing.
Only the 6th turnover in the game for the Knicks.
And that is a good sign as far as is concerned. Knicks very low in the turnover department last night against Phoenix. Look at the ball control of Aguirre. Oakley on the rebound, and he's hit by Edwards. Not a good foul by Edwards. That's 5. 5 fouls on Buddha, as they say on the public address. The nickname for James Edwards.
Hometown touch here in the Palace at Auburn Hills.
It's the Palace of
Auburn.
They make that clear. Dennis Rodman replacing Edwards. Knicks delighted to see James Edwards head to the bench. 11 for 13, 23 points for Edwards. Knicks 85, Pistons 80. 8:40 to go in the 4th. Quinnett back for Ewing. Good ball movement by the Knicks. But it's a 3-second violation. Trent on hand in case there is a long-range fling situation.
Interesting, Gerald Henderson in there now on Trent.
Oakley will inbound. And here is Tucker. Yes! The Knicks win it! Trent Tucker with the has beaten the Pistons at the buzzer. Amazing turn of events. First Dumars with a sensational shot, and then Tucker from deep in the corner.
Marv, did that go in off the backboard? I almost thought it might have hit the backboard. Remarkable.
And Trent Tucker, who has a lot of family and friends in this area, grew up in nearby Flint, Michigan, is the hero.
And Henderson, given the job of stopping Tucker, very interesting.
That this team is playing excellent basketball. They make it 6 of the last 7. We'll be back in a moment.